What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Evan and I make videos about hot stocks, dividends, and options. So if that interests you guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss when I upload. Now you can see NIO took a pretty big hit today, and we're going to go over that in this video on why they're down so much. But looking at the share price, they're down almost 14%, and they had actually hit a new high today. You can see they hit $53.96, and I think they actually went over $54 at one point. And that would have represented almost a 12% increase on the day. But now obviously you can see they're down almost 14%. But on the 1 week, you can see NIO is not really up or down very much. They had a pretty big ride up here the last day or two, but now they're pretty much back to where they were even just a few days ago. And I'm hoping that even with this dip, and despite the news that came out for NIO, I'm hoping they can kind of consolidate around this $41 area. Because if we look at the past few days, like on November 11th and November 10th, you could see that NIO was around that $41 and $42 area, and they kind of have some support there. So I'm kind of hoping this is the most that NIO pulls back to, and they kind of stay around this $41 to $42 area. And if you guys think this is because the overall market is down, that's not really the case, as you can see here by SPY. SPY is actually up over 1% today, and they're somewhat trending upwards. Now it's not a big trend up, but they're still up and they're in the green. Where NIO, they started in the green early on in the trading day, and then they just dropped like a rock, and that's what we're going to go over. But it's not just NIO either. The entire EV sector seemed to have dropped, and it's kind of surprising because this news was specific to NIO, but even Tesla was affected. You can see here Tesla is down over 2% on the day, and they started out the trading day pretty flat. They weren't really up or down much. But then when this news came out about NIO, we saw the entire EV sector drop. And that's kind of surprising to see that NIO has so much of an effect on the electric vehicle market. Because obviously I could see news about Tesla affecting NIO and XPeng and Li Auto, but typically I wouldn't think it would be the other way around where news about NIO or XPeng would affect Tesla, but it seems like that's the case because obviously we see Tesla dropping today and the overall market is actually in the green. But now getting into why NIO actually pulled back so much is because there was a new price prediction put out, and it was actually a very bearish call, and it was by Citron, and they pulled the plug on NIO, and they basically said that NIO is not worth what they're trading at right now. They also said that their valuation on NIO can never be justified. Now, originally, Citron Research covered NIO a couple of years ago, actually back in 2018, and this analyst, Andrew Left, who is notoriously a short seller, so that kind of gives you an idea right there of kind of how he trades. He covered NIO back in 2018 in November, and he actually compared NIO to Tesla when they were trading around $7 per share. Well, now NIO hit a new high of over $53, and I think it was above $54. And he's basically saying that NIO is worth nothing close to what they're trading for. Now, I wouldn't necessarily disagree with him because NIO has shot up like a rocket recently, and we've seen astronomical gains from NIO. So to say NIO is overpriced in the short term isn't really that big of a statement. I think we can all agree that NIO is kind of overpriced, but a lot of these people investing in NIO are investing long term. They're not so concerned about the share price right now because they're looking 10 to 20 years into the future. I'm sure a lot of you guys that own NIO shares and have NIO in your portfolio, you're probably planning on holding it at least 5 years and maybe 10 to 20 years. So even if NIO does pull back, like this short seller is saying, and we're going to get into the price that he said they're going to pull back to, but if NIO does continue pulling back, it's not really a concern. It should just be a time to add more shares, especially if you believe in NIO long term. But according to Andrew Left, he made a statement and he said after a rocky road of trading, NIO has found themselves in uncharted territory and it can never be justified by their current standing in the Chinese EV market. So he thinks that they're way overpriced. Now, I think it's possible that this could be their plan from Citron. They might know that they have a big influence on the share price of NIO, especially if they put something out like this. And so if they say NIO is going to drop and all these people secure their profits and sell out of their positions, well, these people like this short seller, obviously they're going to make a lot of money as NIO is dropping. Now, I don't want to say that's for sure what's happening. I'm just saying it's a possibility. When you have a large research firm and they put out a price prediction that's well below the price, and then we see NIO start dropping, it does seem kind of sketchy what's going on. That's all I'm going to say about that. But Andrew Left said that NIO has two major vulnerabilities in the near term. And the number one thing is that Tesla's Model Y, they actually cut their prices by a significant amount. And this is putting pressure on NIO, especially their ES6. And Tesla has sold twice the number of vehicles in China that NIO has sold. And Andrew Left is expecting Chinese EV markets to continue to be intensely competitive in terms of their pricing. And he's also not a fan of NIO's share structure. Now, personally, I'm not so sure why NIO dropped so much. Now, sure, a research group did put out a low price for NIO, and so you would think that would affect NIO somewhat, but you wouldn't expect NIO to drop 14% in a single trading day. Now, I think a good comparison would be all those Tesla bears that were always betting against Tesla, and they always expected Tesla to drop. This guy sort of seems like the same type of person because it said he's been known to be a short seller. So he puts out a price prediction and then we see the price drop. Things just aren't really adding up, and it's possible that he's just using that to his advantage. Now, I don't want to say that's for sure. I'm just saying it's a possibility. But he does make a good point. He said that investors buying NIO today should understand what they're actually getting themselves into. He said anyone buying NIO stock right now is not buying a company or its prospects, but they're rather buying 3 letters that move on a screen. And I kind of agree with this because a lot of people who buy into NIO and these other EV companies, a lot of them don't know what's going on behind the doors and what the company has in store for the future. If you guys just rely solely on YouTube for your research, you probably shouldn't be investing in these companies. Now, you can get a lot of information on YouTube, but you also have to do your own digging. You have to find out if you actually believe in this company, because you never know when somebody's pumping up a stock just for their own benefit. Now, there's even been people who've thought that I've been doing that or I'm paid to talk about NIO, and that's not the case at all. I don't even have any shares of NIO right now because I don't want there to be any suspicion that I'm pumping and dumping the stock. Now, if I wasn't making videos on NIO, I would definitely have a lot of NIO shares in my portfolio. But just to stay out of possible legal trouble, I think it's easier to miss out on some gains than to potentially see legal trouble. But all I'm saying is you guys need to do your own research and you need to see things from a different perspective. You can't just be bullish on NIO, especially in the short term like this, because obviously today we see NIO drop 14%. And you never know when that could happen or when somebody could put out a new price prediction and we see the price drop drastically. But now getting into the actual price prediction, this Andrew Left guy put out a price target of $25 for NIO. Now, that's almost half of what NIO is trading for. Now, I don't know when this price target is set for. I would assume within 12 months. But I've said before, I think people are always willing to pay the share price of a stock that they think it's worth. Now, if people truly believe NIO is worth $25, we're going to see it dip down to that. But I specifically think these long-term investors believe in NIO more than that, and they think it's worth way more than $25. So I don't think it's going to dip down too much. Now, it could pull back a bit more because NIO still is quite overpriced according to their market cap and shares. But I don't think a lot of investors are taking that into account, and they're more long-term, so this isn't really going to affect them too much. And it says here that there's no question that the Chinese electric vehicle market is going to be huge someday and it's going to have some major growth. But I think they're just saying that that time is yet to come. Now, yes, we're going to see a lot more growth in the future. For example, China wants to get rid of gas-powered vehicles by 2035. So that's in less than 15 years. So I do believe the Chinese EV market and the EV market around the world is going to increase substantially in the future. It just might not be at this point in time. But looking at these past ratings for NIO, JP Morgan, this German bank, and Morgan Stanley, they've all had pretty good ratings on NIO, and they've all influenced the price, and the price has gone up when those ratings came out. So I'm surprised to see NIO drop so much from this lower price target. I would think people would be more bullish on NIO and not let this affect their mindset. But now going back to NIO, it looks like they've kind of bounced off that $41 to $42 area, or they're kind of hitting off that support line again. I'm just hoping they don't drop too much past this area. And with about an hour left in the actual trading hours, it would be a good thing to see NIO kind of rise up by the end of the day, and maybe even into after hours. I think that would give a lot of people a lot more hope for NIO. But again, if you guys believe in NIO long term and you've done your research, a day like today where NIO drops this significantly, it should just be a time to add more shares to your portfolio. Now, a lot of people think NIO is going to continue dropping, and I think they could, possibly. I don't know that they're going to drop too much, though. I definitely don't think they're going to go all the way back to $25, but you really never know with a stock like NIO. They're very volatile, And the last thing I want to mention is if you guys haven't signed up for Webull, make sure you guys sign up using the link in the description and you'll get 3 free stocks now. All you have to do is sign up and deposit $100 to get your 3 free stocks. So make sure you guys get them before this promotion ends. Also, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like because it really does help out the channel. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you back here in the next one. Bye.